Hi, Mr. Logue here. Time for spelling. Please open your green books and write today's long date. If you are doing this on Monday, as we usually do spelling, the long date should be Monday 23rd of March 2020. However, if you are catching up or doing it on a different date, just write the date that you are currently working on. As you can see, the learning objective this week for spelling is to learn words containing OUSLY. As you probably know from our grammar work, those words are made up of two suffixes, OUS and LY. By the end of this lesson, hopefully we know those words, can spell them correctly, and can read them in sentences as well as write them in our own sentences. So, as we just talked about, the words this week are made up of two suffixes. If we take a root word, for example, caution, we can add OUS to turn that into cautious, and then finally add on the LY suffix to make that cautiously. The root word suspicion follows a similar pattern. Add OUS to make it suspicious, and then the LY to make it suspiciously. Curiosity can also have the OUS added to make it curious, and the LY to make it curiously. Those words, cautiously, suspiciously, and curiously, if I were to ask you which of the word classes they were in, noun, verb, adjective, adverb, which one would you put them in? If you're saying adverb, you would be absolutely correct. Yes, they are describing an action or how an action was done. On to the spelling words. As always, we have this week's spelling words. A to L down the left-hand side. There is a definition next to each word. Unfortunately, the definition is not correct, but it is correct for one of the words. Step 1, write down each word correctly, double checking that it is spelt correctly, most importantly the OUSLY ending. Match up the correct definition. I would suggest you pause the video at this point, have a go at doing the learning activity, and I will then give the answers in a few moments. Pause the video now. Have you paused it? Okay. Here come the answers. Doing something cautiously is doing something in a way that avoids problems and dangers. Doing something suspiciously is doing something with distrust or without believing. Doing something curiously is doing something in a way eager to learn something. Doing something cautiously is doing something deliberately and intentionally. Doing something seriously is doing something in a sensible and considered manner. Doing something obviously is something done in a way that is clear and understandable. Doing something anxiously is something done whilst fearful or mentally distressed. Doing something deviously is doing something deceitfully, dishonestly. Doing something furiously is done with extreme anger. Doing something tediously is doing something that is long and tiresome. Doing something obliviously is something done whilst unaware of something. Doing something ferociously is something done in a savage, fierce, or cruel manner. How did you do? Well done. If any of them are not quite correct, or if you've done your own definitions, not to worry, you can either correct or add your definition to the definition on there. On to part 2. Part 2, I have written some sentences, but I have blanked out a word, and that word, yeah, you guessed it, contains a word ending in OUSLY. They will all be words from part 1. I'll read the sentences, then I'll suggest that you pause the video, have a go at writing them and putting the word in the correct blank. A. I couldn't take him blank because he was wearing a wig. B. She blank walked on top of the ancient buried ruins. C. We blank missed the coach as we've been here for an hour. D. The class began blank picking up the discarded pencil shavings. E. Mum blank opened the mysterious gift package. Time to pause the video now. Have a go at putting in those words. Make sure you are spelling them correctly. And then unpause and I'll go through the answers in a few moments. Pause now. Okay, here come the answers. A. I couldn't take him seriously because he was wearing a wig. B. She obliviously walked on top of the ancient buried ruins. C. We obviously missed the coach as we've been here for an hour. D. The class began tediously picking up the discarded pencil shavings. E. Mum curiously opened the mysterious gift package. How did you do? Just double check your spellings and then let's move on to part 3. Well done. Right, so here is a sentence. It's a read, remember, cover, write, check sentence. So I'd like you to read it. I'll read it out aloud, but you can read it for yourselves as well. And then write it down in your literacy book to the best of your memory. Really focus on those words ending in OUSLY. After the lion ferociously and furiously growled, we waited cautiously in the bushes. Okay, time to check your sentence. Have you spelt it correctly? Well done if you have. If you need to make any corrections, just have another go. Right, almost at the end of the lesson now. Just 4 and 5, so you can use a dictionary. If you're accessing this on a computer, of course you've got many online dictionaries to use. If you've got a dictionary at home, always worth getting out the actual paper copy. Sometimes they're easier to find the exact word you need. And then to write some sentences of your own. I'd really be interested in reading them if you can type them into the comments box, and then we can have a go at maybe a golden pencil and a virtual golden pencil. The last thing I wanted to ask you to do was to also look up some other words ending in OUSLY and share them with the class, because obviously we've done some of the spellings, but there are a great many other words that follow this same pattern, and it'd be quite good to use this opportunity, as most of you will be accessing this on a computer, to actually just search up other words containing OUSLY and share them with the group. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this lesson and you did well. Remember, we will be doing a dictation activity later in the week. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and bye for now.